Hello everyone, my name is Harrison Chu, and I'm a member of FuseBreakers, and today I'll be talking about the engineering and design cycle. Now, the central dogma in the engineering and design cycle is that it's a repetitive process and not a destination, and there's no right answer. And usually the first design is only about 50% usable, but after you go through the design cycle a couple times and refine your product, around the fifth design, it's about 97% usable. And you just gotta remember that it's a cycle, not a one-stop shop. So if you're stuck on one step cycle, just move on. And the steps are to ask, imagine, plan, create, and improve. The first step in the design cycle is to ask your question. You want to ask the what questions, not the how. You can ask yourself questions like, what does the customer want? What is the business problem to be solved? What's the market opportunity? And what are the restraints or deadlines? And you can describe the customer's business problem in one sentence. But in this stage, you want to focus on what the customer wants, not how you're going to deliver. The next step is to imagine research. And you can do research with a number of sources, including YouTube, and for robotics competitions like MATE, you can use past competitions, as well as reading books about it. And during your brainstorming process, there's a couple of ground rules to have. First one is to just be nice to each other, let go of your ego. Great ideas are hard to come by, so it's only natural you're going to have a couple of bad ideas in the process. But you want to record all your ideas so you can just quickly add them or just have them for reference, even if you don't use them later. And you can also use group-like ideas to classify them, such as an infinity diagram, and just sticky notes are very popular. And my personal favorite is to use the infinity diagram, where you just kind of group your ideas into categories with sticky notes. That way you can rearrange really easily and choose the ones you want and throw away the ones that you don't. And the next step is to choose the ideas for the team. And it's a lot easier said than done. And since everyone wants their ideas to succeed, but you just want to trust your teammates and eventually reach a consensus. And as a last resort, you can use the multivote, where everyone has, for example, if there was 5 choices, everyone would have 3 votes, and this way is superior to the binary, just 1 vote per person. And just kind of keep in mind that the first solution will only solve 50% of the problem. Other approaches will be used eventually. And in the design cycle, the next phase of the design cycle is to plan and design. In this stage, you draw a lot of diagrams, create a rough schedule, and you can figure out what can be done in parallel and what must be done sequentially. You should also create a list of materials needed. And in First LEGO League Robotics, you would probably want a list of the LEGO parts that you need. And just talk to your gut on this one. Make sure that it's cool and feasible. But you don't know how reliable the robot is in the design stage. So then you'd work on the building phase and keep safety safety's first. And people do get hurt in large machine shops, so don't goof off. But you should also plan for failures and mistakes and have plenty of extra supplies ready. The next step would be to improve. You should evaluate your current build. You'd ask yourself what worked, what didn't work. Can we make it better? Is it more reliable? And sometimes even you just want your design to work so much that you just keep testing it over and over, but you actually don't want to do that. And as Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And during the improvement phase, you should ask, what's the product's shortcomings? Was it able to do its purpose? Can its function be streamlined? Why didn't it work? But just the main thing you should keep in mind during your first few revolutions of the design cycle is to expect failure. But then you want to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And there's actually a shortcut you can take, because the shortest path to success is seeing how quickly you can fail. For example, this wheelchair access ramp isn't so easily accessible by wheelchair. Same with this one. And with this street light, cars can't see it. But after you learn from your failures, you can rebuild and improve on them. And now, this stairwell is wheelchair accessible, and by making this bridge see-through, cars can now see the traffic lights. After all, failure is the mother of all success. But Winston Churchill said that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed, I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Even if something doesn't work, you shouldn't consider it a failure. You should keep trying to work and improve. But if your idea really doesn't work, just let it go. And lastly, just don't give up. And Thomas Edison also said that when you've exhausted all possibilities, remember this, you haven't. If plan A didn't work, the alphabet has 25 more letters, so stay cool. And if the iPhone 1 is perfect, why do people prefer iPhone X over iPhone 1? Everything's a work in progress. The design cycle is never complete, and everything can go through it to improve. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Peace.